SpongeBob the Musical. Defied odds. Should've sweeped the Tonys. Didn't even win for set design, sound design. There's a guy on stage making all the sound effects, dude. Every time SpongeBob walks, there's a sound effect. You didn't win the Tony for that? Man, Ethan Slater singing upside down, belting upside down. My goodness, and he can do the SpongeBob laugh. I can do the SpongeBob laugh, but I gotta like hit the underneath my chin to do it. Ah! He can do it without doing this thing that everyone does. Tom Kenny, the voice of SpongeBob, does it. He can do it. Literally the entire cast is so talented. Defied odds. It is the Hamilton of musical adaptations of cartoons. And the songs all bop. That being said, we're gonna give them all a rating, and we're gonna see which ones are the best, which ones are not the best. It's all opinionated. Please don't hate me for my opinions. We got tastes. We all got different tastes. Yeah. All right, let's go. Bikini Bottom Day. Perfect opening number. You have introductions of all the characters, it's all weaving through, it's all sort of connected, it's all sort of in sync and all sounds good together, yet every character has their own slight different feel to it. Beautiful job of arranging this opening number. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. That's high. I mean, we're setting the bar really high right now. Moving on, No Control. I don't dislike the number, but I think that it's so different than the rest of the music in the show, but it serves its purpose well. It's trying to show that the town's in chaos now, and they're like, oh no, the end is coming, the end is coming. I think it works well for what it's worth, but it's so far removed from the rest of the show. I'm giving it a 5 out of 10. But man, Perch Perkins, he got that. David Bowie. BFF, great buddy song. You know, it's not gonna get a 9 out of 10 from me or anything. I've heard some people say this is an unnecessary number. I don't think that's the case. There are some in the show. This is not one of them. This serves a great purpose in building the connection between SpongeBob and Patrick, and later, when they sing I Guess I Miss You, which is when they've broken apart, it's so much more sad with the context of BFF in mind. They get their happy song and their sad song, and I think it sort of works together in a beautiful way. And you got the plain white tees in there. Woo! BFF, 7 out of 10. When the going gets tough. When I first heard this song, when I didn't have the context of what happens on stage, I wasn't so sure about it. I probably would have given it a 6 out of 10. But when I saw it on stage, man, I want to be Plankton after watching that. The addition of the Eminem style fast rap verse brings us up like by an entire point. And then I'm giving it another half point for the sort of break dancing boy band hip hop thing they do. So that brings us up to a 7.5 out of 10. Good job. Just a Simple Sponge. This is a great song, I do admit. It's gonna get a high score. The only problem that I do see though, just like No Control, it feels a little removed from the rest of the music style on the show. Brendan Urie wrote this. He has a very specific sort of sound. It doesn't feel musical to me, but it's a great song. Like, I probably listen to this song more than any other song in the show, as does a lot of people. But because of a little bit of musical disconnect, I'm gonna bring it down to an 8 out of 10. That's not terrible, but we all admit Ethan Slater rocks this number, so 8 out of 10 is where I'm placing it. Daddy Knows Best. This is an interesting one. In the original Chicago cast recording, I was not as sure about this. I thought it was a little better in the live performance with Brian Ray Norris playing Mr. Krabs. The original Mr. Krabs, Carlos Lopez, he didn't really get the voice right. It's a little too young and high-pitched. But then Brian Ray Norris, he kind of brought it down a little bit, right? So with the original Chicago cast recording, I'm giving it a 5 out of 10. Would have gotten lower, but Pearl really bopped that up a little bit. With Brian Ray Norris, live stage version, pumping it up to a 6 out of 10. And you know, unlike Simple Sponge, this does have the benefit of sounding like a musical number. Hero Is My Middle Name. It's a good song. It's one of the catchiest songs in the show. I find myself singing the chorus a lot, but at the same time, I think it's a little forgettable. I don't know, it's sort of that like nearing the end of Act 1 slump, and it's supposed to be sort of energetic, but it's not quite energetic enough. It's in this weird place, but it is a good song, very catchy, and the fact that it really retains itself, 7 out of 10. Super C-Star Savior. Ooh, that is a song. It's a perfect number. I love the subplot of Patrick becoming a cult leader. Like, this song gives the ensemble a chance to shine with all of their own solos. And I'm living for it. And not to mention, Danny Skinner is a god. We hear the love for Ethan Slater. There's a lot of people who've said, wow, yeah, he should have got the Tony, wow, a simple sponge. But y'all forgetting Danny Skinner and the end of Super C-Star Savior? Oh my goodness. Can we talk about that? 9 out of 10. Perfect number. Almost perfect. Tomorrow Is. It's sort of a weird name, first of all. When you have an opening like Bikini Bottom Day, you expect a little more from your finale numbers. It's this weird lyrics seeming hopeful, music sounding not so hopeful, and it's this sort, I know it's the somber thing where they want to have hope, but they're so scared of the impending doom and they don't know how they feel. I get that, and I think that's part of the intention of the number, but it doesn't pack a finale punch for me. But if you've heard the soundtrack, you know they make up for that later on. Giving it a 6 out of 10. On to Act 2, Poor Pirates. I love it. Especially when they got Tom Kenny himself, the real Patchy the Pirate, to go on stage and do it. Man, this might be an unpopular opinion, but I think it's a great number. But it's so well crafted. The chord progressions are very well constructed. They work nicely. The pirate puns. Sarah Bareilles, composer, lyricist of Waitress, she wrote this. Nicely done. 8 out of 10. Bikini Bottom Boogie. This is the anti-Poor Pirates. It's another number that's unnecessary, doesn't really need to exist in the show. Yeah, unlike Poor Pirates, it's just not good. I would have given it a 3 out of 10 originally, just from the cast recording. But when I saw the on-stage version, I really like the addition of like the skating around the stage is very awesome. Bumping it up a 1.5 to 4.5 out of 10. Chop to the Top. I really don't have a lot to say about this number. It's sort of just a number. But the thing is, I adore Sandy Cheeks. And don't clip that and turn that into something, please. It's alright. 6 out of 10. I Guess I Miss You. Coming back to SpongeBob and Patrick's relationship now that they've gone away, it's a sad number. Heartbreaking. This could be in a non-SpongeBob musical. This could be in like a serious musical. Those harmonies at the end that connect and disconnect with them, they can almost see each other, but they're not. They're not looking at each other because they're in these separate locations and their voices are together but not together. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but I love this number. And then, I'm Not a Loser. This is the epitome of the 11 o'clock number. The 11 o'clock number is a number in the middle of Act 2 usually that wakes everyone up. And man, if this number does not wake you up, you're probably dead. The lyrics are clever, the music is bopping, it's showy as hell, and it is Squidward personified as a song. The whole show he's hinting at his big number, and he finally gets to do it. I think this is a perfect number in most every way. 4-legged tap dance, man, come on. And I like the music of They Might Be Giants, anyway, they're who wrote the song. 9 out of 10 for this one, 9 out of 10. Best Day Ever. There's some good energy in this one, and this has the benefit of actually using a song from the show of SpongeBob, and that gives it a more SpongeBob feel than some of the other songs in the show. Makes it feel true to what you're watching. And it has that going for you, and it's this big climactic moment of, oh, is the world going to end? Let's see. Giving it an 8 out of 10. And then the Bikini Bottom Day reprise finale. Like I said, I expect more from a finale. This finale gives us it. In fact, it's a little too chaotic at points, but I think that really works for what they're going for. Great number, also an 8 out of 10. And then of course they end the entire thing with the SpongeBob theme. And if you want to talk about energy, that is the energy of the show. To be able to perform a number like this after a 3-hour spectacle, a wonderful, perfect ending to a show about SpongeBob. Giving it another 8 out of 10. 8.5 maybe. Just astounding energy. Woo, we got through that fast. My point is, if you haven't seen Spongebob, I spoil a little bit for you, but you should watch this. You can find it for like a few bucks on Amazon. Or probably on YouTube too, if you know where to look. Sponge slime tutorials. But beautiful show. You should check it out. And thank you for watching. Bye.